Um, all right, well, let's get started then. Good morning, Hare Krishna. Uh, it's good to see you all. And we're here to do some justice to a composition poem uh, about the life and times and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this poem was written by my Guru Dev, His Divine Grace Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj. And I thought it would be appropriate to say a few words about him before going on much. Uh, Srila Sridhar was a great disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Um, Recently, I saw here on the internet where someone was asking him, so did you get to spend much time with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? And he answered, yes, I was fortunate in that respect that my Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, liked me to live with him for some time. And when there was a difficult conference to be given, sometimes in his old age, he wasn't as adept at calling up all the different Sanskrit shlokas that he wanted to back his argument, especially when speaking extempore in front of a group. And so it was my duty to supply that. Myself and some others like Professor Sanyal, Srila Sri Ramakrishna explained. And to that end, he would sometimes live with him. And also, if there were distinguished guests of the English-speaking community, sometimes Srila Sridhar Maharaj would supply explanations in English when that was required. So you can see that one of the great qualifications of Srila Sridhar Maharaj was that uh, he was capable of finishing Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's um, sentences for him, which is indeed uh, quite a special position. There's not very many who were in that position. And so I was asked by Pranashish Prabhu if I might go through, if I could go through the pranām mantra of Srila Sridhar Maharaj and have another look at that because it's been translated, obviously, but sometimes it's worth translating again. And so I'd like to invoke that. Devam divyatanam suchandavaranam balarkachelan shitam sandrananda puram saregabaranam vairagya vidyam buddhim Shri Siddhantanidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Bande Tam Shubhadam Badeka Sharanam Nyasishwaram Sridharam. So this is the pranām mantra for Srila Sridhar Maharaj. I'm told that that was composed by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami, his confidential disciple. And it's been translated differently by different persons. So I just thought I'd take another look at that. And Sanskrit is interesting because it has certain things in common with German, in that you can create a larger word by putting two or three smaller words together and really get a long compound noun. Like Hof means station and Bahn means train. And so you can say Bahnhof, or there might be a superior train station, the Überbahnhof, like that. And then the master of the train station would be the Überbahnhofmeister, something like that. So Sanskrit poetry, when it's composed, it's interesting to translate because you get these long compound words or hyphenated words sometimes, and the hyphenation will change the intonation and inflection. So Devam Divyatanam Suchandavaranam. Devam means divine or godly, and Divyatanum. Tanum is bodily features. And so that's a bit repetitive. Divyatanum. Divyatanum means divine bodily features. Devam Divyatanum. So you're saying divine bodily features. Or you could say his divine godly countenance. Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chelanchitam. The word Varanam here refers also to countenance, sometimes translated as face. It's not the same as Vad, which means a philosophical conclusion. So some people have translated this to mean Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chelanchitam. His beautiful Vada is like the newly risen sun. And so they say, well, his argument. But that's a bit of a mixed metaphor because it's hard to say that someone's argument is resplendent as the sun. So we take it that that means really vadanam. It means his face or his personal beauty. Devam Divyatanam Suchandavaranam Balarka Chelan Shitam. Bala means like Bala Krishna, young, and Arka are the rays. So the young rays of the morning sun, the aurora, if you like. So I've translated this. I'm looking for my translation because I don't want to make a mistake here. I had this. I bow to Sridhar, Lord among saints, the refuge of those who seek truth, bestower of blessings, ocean of wisdom, shining in purity's light, a treasure of sacred philosophy's jewels, adorned with devotion's bright glow, foremost among the Saraswatas, heir to Saraswati's grace and her name. But this is under construction. I'm trying to get a good poetic translation. But the first line it seems to be describing his beautiful face and form shining and resplendent as the newly born rays of the sun. And then Sandrananda Puram Sareka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim. This is interesting also because Puram here means city. But of course, we know that Srila Sridhar Maharaj had great love and respect for Jagannath Puri, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed his final pastimes, as we'll see in our reading of this poem. And Sandrananda Puram, it means he's the very city of divine joy. He's the very city of Ananda. But I believe there's a play on words here with Jagannath Puri. Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim. So you could say he's the abode of intense, ecstatic devotion. And the only option, the only choice, the best hope for the sadhus. And he's also Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim. He's an ocean of self-abnegation and knowledge. And it's difficult to say self-abnegation briefly. And people like renunciation, but Srila Sri Ramakrishna preferred self-abnegation. He didn't take it that renunciation was necessarily a good thing. He felt that too much renunciation can also lead one into pride, and that pride runs contrary to devotion. So he would say, I have a tendency towards self-abnegation, but he didn't describe that with, great pride. Rather, he said that very humbly, as if self-abnegation may not be the best of all qualities. But of course, vairagya, or neglecting one's own self-interest, external material self-interest and ego, for an internal sense of one's self-interest as a surrendered soul. That sort of vairagya is very useful in developing transcendental knowledge, or vidya. So vairagya vidyam buddhim. He was an ocean of proper renunciation, positive and progressive renunciation, as well as divine knowledge. Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Sarasvatanam Varam. This is also interesting because it's saying he's not only a treasure house of perfect conclusions, if you like, Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Sarasvatanam. But in that line, there's Siddhanta, there's Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. You'll see, Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Sarasvatanam Baram. So there's a bit of wordplay there, pointing out that Srila Sridhar Maharaj was a foremost disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, whose mission he carried out, Siddhanta Saraswata Subhakti Lasita, but also saying that not only is he the best of the followers of this Saraswatanam Baram, but he's also expert in the Siddhanta. And he's expert in the Siddhanta, not only by the grace of Saraswati Thakur, but also by the grace of the goddess of learning, Saraswati. So in this sense, Srila Sridhar Maharaj was blessed with divine wisdom. And so the shloka concludes, Vande tam shubhadam mareka sharanam nyasishwaram Sridharam. So this Sridhar, who is the Nyasi Ishwaram, he's the god of the sannyasis. He's the Lord and master of the sannyasis. Or if you take it that the sannyasis are teachers and masters, he's the master of masters. And so therefore, Vande tam shubhadam mareka sharanam, he's my only shelter. And here the poet who composed the verse is giving a shout out to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Sharanagati, and also the Prapana Jivanamritam of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, which in a way is a kind of a commentary on Sharanagati, or the path of surrender. And Mad Eka Sharanam, there's only one place to go for surrender, Nasishwaram Sridharam, that auspicious Shubhadam place, Vande Tam, I offer myself. So I just thought I'd put that out there. I feel sometimes Srila Sridhar Maharaj doesn't get enough credit. People like to push him in the background and say, oh, the guru of the guru of the guru. Yeah, we know about him. But not so much taking seriously has very profound teachings that can be found in this poem that we're going to continue discussing, the Prema-Dhāma Stotram. So I'm going to take this up at verse 51. It was the tradition of the Chaitanya Saraswat Mat temple to recite daily 10 shlokas from the Prema-Dhāma Stotram. Last week, I did about 50, I think, just to be able to make a recording of that, because some people were asking for a recording. But I don't really want to go too quickly. The Sanskrit poem that he composed is written in a very happy style, but I don't want to go too far in that direction so as not to promote a kind of sentimental view of the verse. So this is text 51 of the Prema-Dhāma Stotram, and I did my best to try to translate this into English poetry. Here we go. Shri Sanatananurupa Jiva Sampradayakam Lupta Tirtha Shuddha Bhakti Shastra Supracharakam Nila Shaila Nata Pita Naija Karja Sokaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Meomi Gaura Sundaram. He found holy places and the scriptures that supported Bhakti's rule. Through Sanatan, Rup, and Jiva, he established Bhakti's school. He revealed the proper worship of the Lord called Jagannath to the Sevites there at Nilachal, who welcomed what he taught. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embodied Krishna Prem. O hear of Lord Gauranga, let me sing his holy name. So at this point, we're developing the Madhya Lila of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or his middle pastimes. The purpose of his avatar has already been realized in terms of his external purpose, and that is to promote the holy name of Krishna in Nam Sankirtan and through his teachings. And now, gradually, we begin entering into the second phase of his divine pastimes and into the final phase of his pastimes, where he demonstrates a second purpose, and that is to probe and explore the ecstasy of divine love as felt by his foremost devotee, Srimati Radharani. And he does this in Puri, Jagannath Puri. Tyaga Vahya Bhoga Bhuti Tivra Danda Nindanam Raya Shuddha Krishna Kama Seva Nabhinandanam Roya raga sevanokta bhagya koti dushkaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. Ramananda's raga bhakti service is rare indeed, attained after perhaps 1,000,000 births and lives to lead. The Roy trained girls at dancing, yet his mind was without taints, while Gauranga had to chastise priests pretending to be saints, and chastised bogus monks whose vows belied their secret lust. Yet Ramananda's dedication won his perfect trust. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embodied Krishna Prema. O hear of Lord Gauranga, let me sing his holy name. Śrī Prayāga-bhatta-vallabhaikanishta sevanam Nila Shaila Bhatta Datta Raga Marga Radhanam Shri Garadharar Pitadikara Mantra Madhuram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Meva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. Sri Vallabha himself, a saint of Southern Vaishnav school, served Gauranga at Prayag and sat at his footstool. At Puridam he heard the mantra from Sri Garadhar, who gave him entrance on the path of love, or Ragamarg. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embodied Krishna Prema. O hear of Lord Gauranga, let me sing his holy name. Shri Swarupa Raya Sangaraya Gambhirantya Lilanam Dvarasvara Banghi Garbha Vipralamba Shilanam Radhikadi Ruda Bhava Kanti Krishna Kunjaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Meva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. With Damodar and Roy he entered into the Gambhira, where he suffered Vipralamba there for 12 intensive years, in the fire of separation, like a volcano of gold, burning with the lava of love, so Kaviraj has told, like an elephant intoxicated with the madness of ichor. Krishna melted with the halo of Sri Radha's loving core. Krishna loving Radha, missing her, Sri Radha missing him, both positive and negative, combining in the spin of divine attraction, generating energies unknown, united, lost in separation, God himself o'erthrown. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embodied Krishna Prema. O hear of Lord Gauranga, let me sing his holy name. Shri Swarupa Kanta Lagna Mathura Pralapakam Radhikanu Vedanarta Libra Vipralambakam Sapnavat Samadhi Drishta Divya Varna Naturam Prema-Dhāma-Deva Meva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. At Damodar's throat, Chaitanya spoke Radha's most cherished Sanskrit verse. When Krishna left her for Mathura, she felt separation's curse. In samadhi dream absorption, he declaimed a poetry none could follow save Swarup. His genius seemed insanity. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embodied Krishna Prema. O hear of Lord Gauranga, let me sing his holy name. Satvikadi bhava chinha deha divya shoshtanam kurma dharma binna shandi gatra pushpa pelavam hrasva dirga padma gandha rakta pita panduram Prema-Dhāma-Devam eva nomi gaura sundaram. Eightfold loving symptoms manifest in his immortal frame. He pulled his limbs within himself as turtles in their shame. Like a long-leafed, fragrant flower, his holy body wore the smell of lotus incense perfume as Prema within him dwelled. His elongated arms and legs all loose, disjointed, slack. His color changed from gold to red to white again and back. O Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, embodied Krishna Prem, O hear of Lord Gauranga, let me sing his holy name. Tivra Vipralamba Mugdam Mandiraga Davitam Kurmarupa Divya Gandhalubda Dhenu Veshtitam Varnitali Kula Krishna Kela Shaila Kundaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. Mad with Krishna's loss, he stumbled to the Jagannath gate, where he fell upon the flagstones there in love, or was it hate, with the figure of the turtle, Kurma's avatar in shape. He withdrew his limbs inside himself, as people stood agape, when he turned black as Govardhan in Vraja's sacred lands. Telangi cows appeared and licked his fragrant feet and hands. Vipralamba, the highest form of love divine, his heart and soul. I sing of Sri Gauranga, whose form was molten gold. Indhu Sindhu Nritya Dipta Krishna Keli Mohitam Urma Shirsha Shupta Deka Bhattaranga Vahitam Janumali Krishna Keli Magna Sokya Sagaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. On a beach at night he wandered in a trance of holy thought, when he perceived the moon's reflection on the water as the spot near the Jamuna River where Govinda played his flute and performed his water sports with virgin girls by that fair stream. He was carried out to sea while he was lost within that dream. He's the sea of mercy nectar that is Krishna's holy name. So I bow before Gauranga, golden beauty, Lord of Prem. Ratri Shesha Somya Vesha Shaitardra Shaikatam Bina Shandi Dirga Dekap Pelavati Daivatam Shranta Bhakta Chakra Tirtha Hrishta Drishti Gocharam Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. His friends searched high and low all night along the seafront strand, until at last, at break of day, they found him in the sand at the place called Chakratirtha, where his body had gone slack, his form was elongated, his bones were out of whack. But when his friends found him again, unconscious on the beach, they gave thanks for his swift return. He had been out of reach. I sing the glories of the Lord who caused them such alarm. The golden god of beauty, Sri Gaur Sundaram. Arta Bhakta Kanta Krishna Namakarna Ridgatam Lagda Shandi Shushtu Deya Sarva Purva Sammatam. Ardyabhaya Bhava Krishna Keli Varnanaturam Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. When they found him on the beach that morn, his bones all in a heap, they loudly chanted Krishna to awaken him from deep unconsciousness, to rouse him with the holy Krishna name from his mood of separation, Vipralamba, Krishna Prem. Half conscious now, he spoke of Krishna's games with every friend. The devotees there rejoiced. His life was safe, not at an end. I sing of Sri Gauranga, the abode of Krishna Prem, who was revived upon the sand by Krishna's holy name. Jamunambu Krishna Radhi Kali Keli Mandalam Bhyakta Gupta Dripta Tripta Bhangi Madanakulam Gura Divya Marma Mora Murchanad Chamatkaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. Radhika and Krishna's circle dance just by the Jumna's sounds charm all with games and pastimes both hidden and advanced. Divinity the beautiful stuns those whose hearts revere that land where all is harmony within the hidden sphere of Brajadam, where talk is song and every movement danced, where Krishna's flute charms everyone and all bliss is enhanced. This confidential ecstasy was cherished and adored and freely given to all souls by the only golden Lord. I celebrate Chaitanya. To him I sing. I raise my voice in song to him. Gauranga Dev I praise. Asya Garshanari Chatta Kadri Sindhu Lilanam Bhaktamarma Bedi Tivradhuka Sokya Kelanam Atya Chintya Divya Vaiba Shatri Kaika Sankaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. The Chatak mountain minded him of Govardhan itself, and once again he lost himself, as in a trance he fell, and dove into the raging, boiling currents of the sea, whose waves would toss him to and fro in holy misery. The ecstasy of Vipralamba words cannot portray, nor can any prayers or hymns its sufferings allay. The sweetest song sings of the saddest things. I've heard it said. This joyous pain of separation drove the Lord half mad. I sing of Sri Gauranga, Krishna, caught in Radha's glow. Inconceivable ecstasy, only she and God could know. I sing of Sri Gauranga, the abode of Krishna Prema, the holy host of perfect love that burned with golden flame. Shrodra netra katyatita bodha rodhi tadbhutam prema labhya bhava siddha chaitanacha matkritam brahma shambhu veda veda tantram regya satsundaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva nomi gaura sundaram. He's beyond the ken of sight and sound. His wonders stun the mind, and even illuminated souls are moved by love divine. With perfect bhakti bhav, their consciousness must swoon, as Brahma and Lord Shiva did before the Krishna moon. When even Vedic tantras and the scriptures personified must fall before his lotus feet, renouncing all their pride, I join them all to celebrate the abode of love divine. All glories to Gauranga, I sing in every line. Viprashudra Vigyamurkya Javanadi Namadam Bit Vikramocha Nicha Sajjanaika Samparam Stri Pumadi Nirvivadi Sarvavadi Kodaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. Fools and Brahmins, foreign Yavanas, workers, scholars, erudite, all were purified by what he gave, without ritual or rite. His wealth was freely given, rich man, beggar, poor man, thief. His mercy touched each living soul, pious or without belief. Even nihilists and fools who did blaspheme all they could see, accepted him as Savior, felt his holy mystery. Souls embodied as male or female or anything else between felt the power of his mercy, inconceivable, unseen. I join them all to celebrate the abode of love divine. All glories to Gauranga, I sing in every line. Sindhu Shunya Veda Chandra Shaka Kumbha Purnim Sandhya Chandra Koparaga Jatagora Chandrama Snana Dana Krishna Nama Sangatat Parat Param Prema-Dhāma Devameva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. It was 1407 Shaka era, month, Falgun. Gauranga made his advent and eclipsed the golden moon. As they all bathed in the Ganga and charity given without shame, above all, saints and sadhus chanted Krishna's holy name. Atma Siddha Savalila Purna Sokya Lokshanam Svanubhava Matanritya Kirtanatma Vantanam Advayaika Lakshya Purna Tattva Tatparat Param Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. Perfect Atma, his own Leela, he performed, all full of bliss. Nimble dancer, kirtan singer, saving souls from the abyss, by himself and for himself, entire beyond dispute, the perfect truth in every sense, supreme and absolute. I celebrate him in this ode, in every written line. I sing of Śrī Gauranga Dev, the Lord of love divine. Shri Purishvaranukampi Labdha Diksha Daivatam Keshavakya Bharati Sakasha Kesha Rakshitam Maravanudi Kishora Krishna Sevanadaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. He blessed Sri Puri Ishwara, taking Diksha at his feet, took the sacred dress of sannyas from Keshava Bharati, took from Madhavendra Puri his teachings of Krishna save, and taking these from his preceptors, just look at what he gave. The Govinda conception, God is beauty, God is youth. Reality, the beautiful, was Madhavendra's truth. Chaitanya taught this message as the highest love of all. Kishori, Krishna's service, Krishna's name, the holy call. Sindhu Bindu Beda Chandra Shaka Falgunoditam Asasoma Netra Veda Chandra Shaka Bodhitam Bana Bana Beda Chandra Shaka Luchanantaram Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. Moon-like golden Lord Gauranga appeared in India's holy land, known as Gauda, known as Bangla by the Ganga's golden sands. 1407 Shaka was the year his moon arose. Only 24 years later, he took sannyas, wore Swami's clothes. And in the year of Shaka, it was 1455, this golden moon withdrew and disappeared from earthly eyes, as did my master, Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. I sing of Sri Chaitanya, the golden moon, the premic God. Shri Swarupa Raya Sangharsha Shesha Goshanam, Shikshanashtakakya Krishna Kirtanaika Poshnamam, Prema-Nama Matra Vishva Jivanaika Sambaram, Prema-Dhāma-Deva Nomi Gaura Sundaram. Swarup and Roy, his partners, talk of Krishna was delight. Their theistic conversations were a symphony infinite. In his eightfold prayers to Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Dev did teach the value of Krishna Kirtan in mind, in deed, and speech. He showed that Krishna Kirtan is the only method of true realization through the path of bhakti, holy love. Humility and tolerance and chanting of the name was taught by Śrī Gauranga, the abode of Krishna Prema. Prema Hema Deva Deki Dasharesha Manyatam Shishanashtakatya Krishna Kirtanaika Poshnanam, Prema-Dhāma-Matra Vishva Jivanaika Shambaram, Prema-Dhāma-Deva Meva, Nomi Gaura Sundara. The servant of the servant's maid, Ramananda Das, by name, has writ this ode. I beg, O Lord, give him a taste of Prem. Forgive his wicked thoughts and deeds, whatever they may have been, what ill he may have done or said. Forgive his utmost sin. Accept him, please, and take him as a servitor of the one they call Śrī Rupa, in the abode of holy love. O golden Lord, whose praise I sing, accept my humble ode. I sing of Sri Gauranga, Krishna Prema's true abode. Sashraddha Saptadashakam, Prema Dameti Mamakam, Stavam Kopi Patam Goram, Radhashyamamayam Brajat. 7 times 10 has this ode to Prem's abode, Sri Gaur. 'Twill bless the reader many times with mercy above power, mercy to achieve with faith and love the humble service of Gauranga, Radha Shyam, the sweet abode of perfect love. Panchame Shakti Gaurabde Sri Siddhanta Saraswati, Sridhara Gopi, Tatshishyas Tridandi Noti Sundaram. 5 centuries have passed now since the dawn of Gaura's age, and so I ink this humble ode in verse upon the page. Disciple of Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev, Sannyas of Triple Rod. This verse translation in English completed this day, Janmashtami 2020, by Bhaktivedanta Mahayog, Michael Dolan. So I've been reading. I don't know if anyone's still out there. I'm looking at the computer screen.
Yeah, we are here.
So thank you all very much for paying attention and listening to
Thank
this.
you so much, Mahayog. That was beautiful. It's very nice.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, if there's any credit, it goes to Śrīla Guru Mahārāj and folks like Advai and Hari Priya and you for supplying me with a bit of inspiration to continue on. And I said before, Vyasaveti Naveti Va. Sometimes you write something, you're not really sure how you do it or why you're doing it or when you're doing it. It just sort of comes through you. And then you look at it, that's 5 years ago. And I'm thinking, that's very strange, How did that happen? I think it's an okay translation. I might be able to improve it if I spent another 5 years on it, but I think it holds up. So all of you, if you get any ray of light from that, then send some mercy my way and pray for my soul. All right, boys and girls. I don't know if you want to continue doing the reading of Sri Guru and His Grace next week, or what do you
Yes,
feel about
we'll
it?
do. Yeah, next week we can continue with Sri.
All right, we'll continue with our discussion of Sri Guru and His Grace next week and try to do it at this time. And thank you all for joining us. And if you're listening to this recording later, send some good vibrations our way. All right. Hare Krishna. Gaura
Hare
Bhakti.
Krishna.
Jai.
Jai. Mahayog. Jai.